Bairnsdale Golf Course is rated as one of the best country layouts in Victoria. It has hosted many top amateur tournaments and pro-ams over the years, with players travelling from all over the state to compete on this great country course. The front nine has many holes that require great shot making from the fairway and tee. The back nine consists of undulating fairways and blind tee shots on some holes. The first hole is a good starting hole, a pretty straightforward par 4 that requires a straight drive, which will be rewarded with a mid to short iron shot to a large green that slopes slowly to the front. A bunker is found on each side of the green. A good early test. The second hole is the first of 4 dog-leg holes on the front nine. This hole requires a drive that fades around the corner to the right, or a laid-up 3-wood to the corner. If you have the length, you can take on the tall trees that stand on the corner and leave yourself with only a sand wedge to the green. A narrow green with bunker at front, good birdie chance. The third hole is a par 5 that has out of bounds hugging the right side of the fairway but is protected by a large gum and pine trees. A fairway bunker is located on the right side of the fairway about 250 meters from the tee. Another fairway bunker is located at around 80 meters from the green, which is adjacent to a dam. The green has 2 tiers with a bunker on the right side. A rewarding hole for good shots, but can bite you if you're careless. The fourth hole is a par 3 with a raised green with a large ridge in the middle. Bunkers protect both sides of the green. Miss long and you have a tricky chip. If you land well short, you may bring water into play. The tee is raised, which gives the hole a great look. Take par here and run. The fifth hole is a dog-leg left par 4, which is rewarded for a tee shot placed in the middle to left of the fairway. Playing from the right side will expose you to a bunker which guards the front of the green. Long hitters hit can reach the green or its fringes, which give you a great chance of making birdie. The green has a left to right slope, so any pin placement can make putts tricky to read. The sixth hole is a long par 4 that needs a good drive down the middle to the corner, where there is a fairway bunker on the right-hand side. From here it is around 180 meters to the green, which has a subtle break from right to left. A par here will set you up for the day. The seventh hole is a dogleg left par 4, which requires great accuracy off the tee with very little room for error. Large mounds protect the right-hand side of the fairway starting at the corner. If you're lucky enough to find the fairway, you approach a large green which is protected by a small bunker short front left and another bunker on the right side of the green. The green rises from front to back and can be very tricky to read when it is playing fast. Par is very good here. The eighth hole is a very traditional par 3. Bunkers on right and left protect a green that slopes from back to front. Anyone who hits it long will have a testing shot back to the pin, especially if the pin is at the back. Wind can be a problem here in club selection, so be sure before you choose your club. Birdie chance, but par is great. The ninth hole requires a well-positioned drive between 2 large gum trees that hug the fairway 100 meters out. If you leave your drive left or right of the fairway, you have little chance of getting on the green for 2. An accurate shot is needed to the narrow front to back sloping green, as it is protected by 2 large bunkers. A birdie is possible, but big numbers can be scored if you are not careful. The 10th hole has a blind tee shot to an open fairway. The large 2-tiered green is protected by 2 large bunkers. A good drive will set you up for a birdie chance, but miss the green over the back and you are staring at a double bogey or worse. The 11th hole is a solid par 3 with bunkers short front right and long left. The narrow green slopes from front to back with a small rise at the front. It is a tricky putt if you are long, but good iron play will set you up for a par. The 12th hole is one of the hardest holes on the course because of the tricky drive. If you drive too long, you run into trees, and if you can't get over the corner, you are hindered by trees also. The safe option is to play a 3-wood to the corner, leaving you 180 meters or more from the green. If you finish at the front of the green, you will make par more times than not. At the 13th hole there is a great view over to the lakes that hug the land below. This par 5 has a tight drive to an open fairway and it is downhill from here to a small green. Play for the fairway on the second shot and don't always go for the green as the wind can be sneaky on this hole. There is an out-of-bounds fence on the right side all the way from tee to green. A good birdie chance if the hole is played well. The 14th hole is a dogleg right par 4 that takes no prisoners. The drive is uphill and if you keep it on the fairway you are then confronted by a small narrow green with a large bunker for protection. There is out of bounds here on the right, but it does need an errant shot to come into play. The 15th hole fairway slopes from right to left. A large fairway bunker is on the right for those slice drives, but if you use the slope to your advantage then you only have a short iron into a green that has 2 bunkers. A good hole if you drive well and play your approach shot to the middle of the green. The 16th hole is the start of a great finish to the round. It is a long par 4 with a very wide fairway which is played blind from the tee. Even with a good drive you are faced with a long second shot to the green as the wind is usually into your face here. The green is very small and is protected by 2 bunkers left and right. A great 4 if you succeed. The 17th hole is the longest par 3 on the course with a raised medium-sized green protected on both sides by 2 bunkers. The best play here is to take plenty of club but finish on the front of the green for the ideal path to the hole. If you are long here then you face a tricky downhill chip that can get away on you. The 18th hole offers a chance to make a birdie or for the long hitter an eagle. The dogleg to the left starts at about standard driving length. The long and narrow green is protected by 3 bunkers of which 2 are on the right and are the biggest on the course. Play to the front of the green and you will set yourself up nicely for a good score here.